2, 1. You better watch out for that glitter in your beard, Amos, because we are back breaking down the penultimate episode, breaking down Season 6, Episode 5 of The Expanse. This is the episode called Why We Fight. I do apologize to all of our loyal listeners. We did miss the last 2 episodes.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes when you travel across the country to see the family for, the holidays, it gets a little tricky sometimes recording. So, but anyways, we're back. We're going to go through, we'll give you the big plot points from episodes 3 and 4 to just kind of give you our thoughts on that real quick. And then we'll get into this episode and break this down because we only got one more next week. So, brother, episode 3, let's get it.
All right, so in this one, we got a little bit of a sneak peek of the orbital platform starting off, and then the most important part, which they've been showing a little snippet at the start of each episode from Laconia, is the drone and the bird were fixed by none other than the strange dog.
Yeah, the dogs.
Yeah. And it's very clear now that it's got to be protomolecule, right?
It's got to be.
Explicitly said it.
I'm still just waiting for them to murk somebody out of nowhere because...
Yeah, like they're just gonna liquefy someone. Like we need resources.
Someone's getting got. But anyways, So what was? That was kind of. We always get we've had that start for every episode, so they've always been on Laconia for every episode this season. As we go through this recap, for sure, more things are about to happen there.
Definitely. And also, we'll try and hit the big parts. I have more notes, but like, we cut to Ceres being abandoned by Marco.
And the water. Did we get the explosion yet, or was that later?
I think that was episode 4. It was just a trap set by Marco. There was no way to win it because he left behind 1 million people that are still angry at the Inners and have no food and supplies.
Couldn't feed them, couldn't water them.
Yeah.
No, nothing. He took everything. Put it in those floating supply depots that we see in episode 4.
Yep. I have like Holden amazing at turning enemies into friends. He's always like the glue trying to bring people back together. But we do see something that's important that they've been hinting at is Monica's reports. Her sympathy reports actually seem to be having a good effect on people.
Apparently
they want to fight, right? So they have to turn people over to their side, hearts and minds, and all that.
Yeah.
This was just my favorite part of the episode. The encounter between the Rossi and the Pella.
Oh, hell of a fight. Hell of a fight.
Again, every single time they get me with an inventive and creative space fight. There's nothing around this time. They're not even near any moons or planets or anything. And those railgun shots were just...
Bro, oh my God, when Bobby took over too, after they started dodging and then Bobby took over, she's like, don't worry, Jack, I got this.
Yeah, and I do have an Aris Mine series, so that must have been the explosions on series. But yeah, just the quick turn and the railgun shots every time was unbelievable. It was something where like, again, my jaw hit the floor because I was like, I didn't even think of that.
Yeah, they really threw down for this one graphics wise. It looked awesome. It was it was crazy intense. I remember I texted you. I was like, that was intense, dude.
I thought they were gonna kill someone. I thought that someone would go the way of what's
Alex?
his name? It was like Seb or something in the first season.
Oh, we're going way back.
It was like episode 3 or 4, and his head just gets taken off out of nowhere.
Yeah. I gotta say though, Holden, I get it. You're trying to be a good guy. You're trying to save your girl's son.
Yeah.
But
incorrect. Wrong choice.
Very wrong, because you have to remember there are billions of people's lives at stake right now.
Yeah, and even we'll get to it in episode 4. Naomi calls him out on that.
Yeah, she's like,
"You have no right to care about my feelings.
She's like,
don't worry."
I knew what was happening. I knew he was probably on the ship, and I failed to save him, and it is what it is. And Holden, thinks he's doing the right thing, and poor Bobby, she's over here like, son of a gun, I could have sworn that warhead would have gone off.
She was so pissed the whole time. And they also get a message from PAX about a new way to grow. I think it was yeast. Wheat.
I think it was I think it was the actual wheat plant itself because it was what they were using on Ceres before everything got kind of shut down by Marco.
Yeah, so that's important later.
Yeah, well, he sends it to him to send to Earth, you know, saying, you know, hey, this could help. Like this could big time help.
Yeah.
You know, that strain of wheat that they created using the proto-molecule can basically grow anywhere, essentially.
Yeah. Yeah. And I guess the last little piece is I just have experimental ship on the platform. On the orbital platform, maybe not.
Maybe.
They've just like given us hints, so you don't actually get a close up of anything. But they, you know, they're giving us just a little taste for whatever comes after season 6.
Well, and we get a little more. Didn't we get a little more of them kind of looking into the data from the ships going through the ring, right? The disappearing ships, right? We get a little more.
I think that was like right before the fight.
Yeah.
A little bit more.
So they know something's going down, which we got a big revelation in today's episode. So.
Yes, we did get a one, but episode 4.
On to episode 4.
All right, so Kara's brother, this is back on Laconia. Kara's brother dies because a cart was going too fast and hit him and killed him. And I was immediately like, give him to the dog. Give him to the dog.
You know, I go back. This is why I will never have children. If you've ever seen any sci-fi horror movie, ever, you know what's about to happen to the kid.
Yeah.
He ain't coming back normal.
We've all seen Pet Sematary, right? We know how this ends.
Yeah.
It's not
this is like anytime this ever tries to be done in any movie, any genre, it ends horribly.
Yeah. The important parts there is you get Duarte just giving this real freaking dark speech to the kid.
This dude, don't ever let this dude talk to any kid.
It's so intense, right? Like, what was that?
What was this first line? It's like, you know, you should have been in Paris, right?
Yeah, you should have been. You were supposed to be in Paris or something like that.
Excuse me?
We get a really. He's clearly important. He's the admiral, essentially. He's like the top guy of the Laconian military. So he's very important somehow. I've seen his name thrown out in like things that I read that I almost got spoiled on. So it's fine. It's good to actually see him finally.
Yeah.
And then Cortazar busts in. He's like, dude, we turned it on. Like, we turned on the platform.
So again, no way that ends good. Yeah. There's just no chance that works out for him.
I think with enough time, people would be able to study the proto-molecule and gain control, but like they're just rushing through it. It's like 2 years after they first spotted the proto-molecule.
Like, oh yeah, we'll just turn this thing on. What's the worst that could happen, buddy? I got news for you.
Just power up the moon-sized weapon.
What's the worst that could happen is literally the worst thing that could happen.
Literally, the solar system goes boom. Like
all life disappears, bro.
Yeah. All right, so just moving on. Ceres is still in trouble. We get Bobby and Amos singing together, which was just a heartwarming segment because they were singing one of Alex's songs.
Yeah. So she says like on the Razorback, he played it all the time. It's like, oh, it's all that's left.
Yeah.
Snicky. I tell people that all the time when they're in the car with me. Oh yeah, sorry, it's just stuck on.
It's the only thing that's on.
Yeah, it's just stuck on this.
My Pandora is on offline mode. Sorry. All right, so we also get Amos confronting Holden about the missile, and like he's right. He's 100% right.
He's absolutely right.
One of his lines was like, "If we're not trying to win the war, then what the hell are we doing out here?"
And again, after that, Naomi confronts him as like, "You did what? Like I didn't tell you to do that, buddy."
Yeah, like it would have just been war over, right? They lost their command structure after
Marco's done. Marco's done. Yeah. All his top lieutenants are done. Like that's it, bro. Like game over.
The guy that saved the solar system twice is the one that killed him. Like that's the best end you could have asked for the war.
It was no UN, no Mars, nothing. It would have been like a neutral guy doing it.
Yeah.
But Holden, he just has this way of stepping on his own 2 feet.
Yeah, that's been a theme throughout the series. Is he's always trying to chase and fight battles that he can't win, and this was one. Like you can't have everything come out all nice and perfect and clean and pristine.
And again, like Naomi, you know, I go back and forth on Naomi sometimes. Sometimes I like her, sometimes I don't, as we know from last year. But you know, this is probably the only time probably the second time I've ever given her like real props. Is like she was like, yeah, man, like I had a pretty good idea he was there. Like I didn't know for sure, but like I knew what that meant.
She was like, you did the wrong thing. Just like explicitly saying you were wrong, Holden. Yeah. Everyone thinks you were wrong.
Yeah.
Literally everyone.
Again, at some point you have to be like, this guy is threatening everyone.
Yeah, like literally everything. We eventually get to Drummer finding the supplies. She hits the mother lode, and I have this written down. Why the grapples? LOL. Because they didn't like match velocity with the. They didn't like attach to the middle and then slide down the rope. They hit their grapples and then they just got tugged by the supplies. Like
I did think it looked pretty cool though, you know, graphically, because it was just like cargo. It was like a bunch of semi-truck cargo containers just
they were
tied together. Yeah, they were just all tied together.
And they got ambushed on the supply. Michio cuts off Joseph's arm,
which was like pretty wicked. That was pretty wicked, and I was like, okay,
damn.
Okay.
Walker was surprised. He was like, okay, let's take it easy.
Yeah, let me just chop this guy's arm off and get him back on the ship. Which I mean, it had to be done. So good for Michio for growing a spine.
Yeah. She was like, this is my element. I can cut off limbs easy.
This is the only thing I can do.
Yeah. What are the chances?
Yeah.
One of the things I've written down is Monica had a good piece where she was talking to the belter.
Yeah.
And Abasral is like, it makes us look weak. And Monica's like, yes, that's the point. It makes
literally
us
the entire
all look weak. We all look weak because of this, because we're just fighting for no fucking reason. Yeah, I mean, great. Another big point is Marco looked at a new ship design. I don't think it was something that we saw in episode 5. I think it was a fully new ship. And it's probably going to come out of the orbital platform in Laconia because they have all the resources, they have all the protomolecule research, everything.
Yeah.
It looked like just a new sort of ship, and there was just a real quick flash of it on the screen.
Well, and as we mentioned tonight, they've been mining and trying to set up shipyards on those other systems, so
yeah,
he definitely had enough foresight to think about all this stuff.
Definitely. They've been playing the long game, and they've been communicating with Mars for so long that they've been sharing enough information and resources that they're just in a much better position, especially since they still have control of the ring space.
Yeah. So I think, where did we leave off in episode 4? What was the last? It was Drummer. It was Drummer's message, right? So
she's just such a badass.
She called out.
Last thing I had written down.
Called out Marco hard, buddy.
Yeah, she's like coward, traitor, everything.
Oh yeah, she got him. And as we find out tonight, turned some people in her favor. They've got 8 ships now.
Yep.
So they're fully stocked and like a pretty sizable force to go up against Marco.
Yep.
And that was where we started off tonight, wasn't it? Other than the Laconia scene.
Yeah.
Okay, let's. All right,
expected.
Yeah.
Let's just go into it. Yeah. We're on Laconia.
Pet Cemetery.
Kara, she takes her brother out there and he gets Pet Cemetery, right?
So this girl's so dumb. They're out there looking for her, like, they've already taken the brother, right? So she sends the cart like in the woods somewhere. Why hide from your parents? Like, maybe they can have enough sense to be like, this kid's a demon. He ain't coming back to the camp.
Kill it with fire. I don't know. She wanted to hide because she was like, yeah, they're gonna bring him back.
Stupid kids.
She was just happy to have her brother back.
Stupid kids.
Yeah, stupid kids. One of the things that the brother said after he came to consciousness and Kara was talking to him is, what does it mean to be in substrate? And I think that's that's harkening back to the weird stuff that was going on with Miller's version, or the protomolecules version of Miller, where his brain wasn't quite wired right because it was an alien technology trying to mimic him.
Also, he looks at the rocks and trees and says,
"Yes,
I've never seen that before." And I said, "Oh, here we go. Here we go."
What was he seeing? I think it may have been the protomolecule network. I think the whole planet could be a protomolecule biome. Like it all just kind of evolved out of the protomolecule. Because we know it's really
and
old.
this demon child is going to, this resurrected demon child is going to ruin everything.
Yeah, he's gonna have like the I am God moment or something.
And then this girl, to paraphrase Bane, she will truly realize the depths of her failure.
Yeah.
You will truly realize the depths of your failure.
Yeah, we know it's not good. And like, they're gonna give us another like 5-minute section. He's gonna turn something on. The tree's gonna turn into a monster or something. And like,
something crazy.
And that's gonna be the end of the Laconia stuff.
I think he's gonna smoke his sister, like maybe even inadvertently, but
Yeah.
she's getting got.
She might turn into blue goo. We don't know. I think just early prediction time. They're gonna end with like a Mars hybrid battleship coming out of Laconia, right? Like it's got to be they figured out how to build a battleship with the protomolecule stuff, and then they send it out of the ring. That's gonna be the end of it, right?
Something crazy is gonna happen because now remember we got the platform now too, but the platform is in play now too.
Yeah.
So maybe they try to use the platform to fight something coming from Laconia, and then all hell breaks loose. Who knows?
Yeah, I know. There's a lot of possibilities, and I just hope we get wrapped up. But
it's not getting wrapped up.
It's not going to be satisfying for me. I just want the other 3 books.
The final episode's listed at 1 hour and 5 minutes. There ain't no way we're getting all these loose ends tied up.
Yeah, we're gonna. Yeah, okay, well, let's just keep going then. So after Laconia, Mars, they're out for blood. They're just dead set on attacking the ring gate, and they take out all the sentries. They use the same. This is back in like season 2 where Earth blew up Phobos, and they use the dark missiles that were not using their thrusters at all, and then all of a sudden they turn on their thrusters and hit the sentries outside the ring space. And I have Mars attacks written. And,
that's funny. But
what happens after that?
Well, I mean, sneaky railgun just blah 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 blah.
Yeah,
well, I should say railguns.
At least 6 of them, which would make the most geometrical sense.
Yeah, so I mean, we get that a little bit later, but like it's probably we saw 5 fire. It's probably 6 because if they had a 6th one, they could cover every entry point, like
equally spaced, right? Like you have one on each point. But yeah, they wrapped railguns around the station, which is just such a cool idea because
it was pretty sneaky.
They tell us later, a little later, that we thought the station was impenetrable, and they're like, well, they didn't drill into it, they just made a ring around it.
Yeah, like so they've essentially like wired it about like 10 feet off of the ring.
Yeah, like a rubber band ball. So you put a rubber band around the outside. It's not drilled in, but it's pretty taut. Yeah, that sort of thing. Bobby gets angry at Avasarala. She
snapped at her a little bit. I was like, "Woo, okay."
Well, Bobby tried to hold back. She was like, "It's not my place." And then Avasarala was like, "Did I go soft?" And Bobby let her have it.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah. I think she's gone a little soft.
More or less, she was like, "Yeah, and it sucks."
Yeah.
You're glowing now, by the way.
It's fair. Am I?
Not anymore.
Okay.
You were glowing.
Something with the, I don't know, camera auto-adjusted or something.
Your conditioner.
Yeah, I'm actually pregnant. I'm expecting.
Ooh.
Anyways, we get a video from someone we haven't seen in a little while, Okoye.
I was like, oh, I recognize her.
Yeah, she from Illis. She sends us some information, and they gave a whole bunch of data to Holden, and this is where they talk about the every time someone goes to the ring, there's energy building up, and when that energy kind of tips over, that's when the disappearances start.
Right. It was a mass energy something point.
Yeah. So they have some limit of activity that they don't want to get to, or else it discharges and starts wiping things out.
And then there was a little bit in that same area where Naomi says to Holden, "Didn't you say you could feel them every time you transited?" And he was
Yes.
like, "Yeah, I think they're getting angry."
He said that before. He's like, yeah, it feels like just a little bit angrier. And she asks him if, I think it was Naomi that said it. It was like, do you think they can get out?
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, we already saw evidence on Illis. Like, they can clearly affect our plane of reality.
Yeah. So, just more, Demon Child Pet Cemetery wakes up, realizes he is connected to the protomolecule, turns all of it on, and end of the show.
That could be it. But like we know that
cut the black.
God dang it, I would die. We know that the protomolecule at least has one enemy though, and it's safe to say that Illis, the eye ball thing, the Sauron eye, like that's connected to the red spirits entities.
Yeah, it's very. I would have liked to see more follow up from Illis on, like,
what's going on there.
I feel like nobody investigated. Like nobody looked into that. It was just like, oh, that was weird. All right, back to space. Well, that's what
Okoye's been doing. Is like she was the researcher that was initially dispatched there, and they've had a team researching, but. How do you? It would essentially be magic, right? You're trying to research something that's like millions of years beyond your technical understanding.
Yeah, so I need some resolution on that. I don't have to have everything wrapped up, but that particular part of the series, I need some kind of we found this out.
I need information on what the entities are. If it's the same thing as a protomolecule, or if it's not. Like, did the protomolecule grow out of control and the creators tried to kill it? Something. I'd like something.
We'll see.
All right. So then we get Drummer showing up with supplies at Ceres. She comes in. She's got the mother lode attached to their ships, brings them in, and is just trying to basically provide for the Belter people that are her people.
Yeah, Ceres. I mean, that was the whole point of them hitting that supply depot, was to, number one...
Yeah.
Put a chink in Marco's armor, and number two, help out Belters, which they're doing.
Yeah, and she's not doing it to win people to her side, but that's definitely going to have the effect.
Well, and I like the fact that Drummer has been very clear from the beginning that she wants to help Belters. Not like Marco style, where he wants to eliminate everybody but Belters. Like, she wants to do her part to provide a better life for the Belters. And she doesn't always do it the right way.
Yeah.
But, she's...
That's why she voted to keep Marco alive.
Right.
Because she thought it would ignite some sort of civil war within the Belters.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, after that, we get Tadeo, who felt like a bro. He's in the brig.
Yeah, man.
Because he tried to contact and find out what happened to his brother.
And, Philip is... That's the only person that Philip likes, Like, even his buddy that he shot, I don't think he really liked that guy. You know what I mean? Like, it was like his flunky, not really like his bro.
Yeah, he was his yes man, essentially.
Right, and Tadeo's, like, he kind of opened Philip's eyes a little bit. And Philip is starting to round into somebody that I like more. He doesn't know what he's doing. He has no clue which direction he's going at any given moment. As we see, like, he's learning from Tadeo. This is like last episode, but learning from Tadeo the whole time. Then he gives this big, huge speech about his dad, who he literally just called out in front of everybody.
Yeah.
So he doesn't even, Philip don't even know what the heck he's doing.
It's the teenage angst, like you want to rebel, but you still have nothing to learn from besides the role model of a parent that you have.
Goes back to his room and listens to the My Chemical Romance.
Yeah.
Fall Out Boy.
we were all there once, right?
Yeah, it's been a while, but yeah.
After that, they showed Naomi contacting Drummer. She left a little message for her. Because they were both on Ceres, and Naomi was just trying to meet up with her.
This seemed a little weird to me because she's like fangirling over Drummer almost. Like, I was
really was. I was thinking the same thing.
That's like, I don't remember any of their interaction being like that.
Yeah, she was very smiley, right? Like it was definitely felt like she was talking to a rock star.
Yeah, so I don't know what that was about. Because when they meet up later, spoiler, when they meet up later, she kind of does the same thing initially, right? She's kind of like,
Yeah,
"Oh
she was
my god,
very
I'm
fangirly.
so happy to see you! Oh my god,
I'm so happy we're here, Jar.
look at what you've done with your hair."
I love the eyeshadow. It's always the same, but I love it. Um, they do show that Prax's crop research is working. It's
Yeah.
providing food. And then this is one of the funniest things the show has ever done. Monica,
Are we talking Amos or?
not yet.
Oh,
That's
the interview,
up
the
there.
interview part.
Monica asks Holden, he's like, "Hey, could I get an interview?" And he's like, "Never, ever,
Ever
again,
ever again.
ever again." She's like, "All right, noted," and then leaves.
Yep, fair enough.
Like that's fair
Bye
enough.
bye.
Oh man, yeah, that was good. That got me. My favorite, just so we're clear, the funniest moment ever was Amos trying to get his gun back in season 3, where
Is that when he's in Baltimore? Is that?
no, it's when they're on the ship, the Mormon ship, and it's Medea Station now. I was trying to Nauvoo. They're on the Nauvoo, and they take their guns from him, and Amos just goes, "I'm gonna need that back," and tries to get his gun back after they take the gun.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, Avasarala, callback all the way to the pilot episode, to episode 1. She talks about hanging the belter up and giving him gravity torture. And she says that's how they always see me, and I'm trying, like she said, like I'm trying to do better or something like that.
Yeah. Again, she's going back to this when she told Bobby about being soft, like,
Yeah.
and she knows that being that person, as far as the figurehead, ain't gonna work right now. At least not right now. You know.
And she has to tread the middle ground too, right? Because if the Belters just see them as it's just the same Earth, or it's just the same energy, you're just using us to get your own ends, right?
Right.
They have to be very careful about the ground they're treading on.
I look with me in my black shirt. I look like that Theranos chick.
You, it looks like you put your head through one of those photo things, and it's just your head sticking through.
Groundbreaking blood testing box.
Yeah, you only need 1/1000th of the blood.
She's a strange lady. That one. It'll take a while to break that one down.
One of those people that like blinks once every minute. And just
1/1000th of the blood.
I heard a recording of her actual voice where she slipped up for just like 2
seconds
and then went back to being deep.
Bro, she's a wild psychopath. That one.
That's a hard act to keep up.
I mean, she did it though, buddy. The billions of dollars she stole from people too.
Yeah.
Anyway,
let's
back on track.
Bring it back. And then we get Amos in the bar talking to Bobby.
This was fun. This was funny. I liked it.
This is so good because like you can see that Amos is already drunk a little bit, and he just
Hammered.
takes a bottle from the bar, and him talking, Bobby points it out of just like, you've got glitter,
scratches
on you,
and lipstick on your neck, glitter on your face. You know.
I just love Amos so much.
But then she kind of convinces drunk Amos to go back to the ship. You know, with a decent little speech about just, you know, that's your people. You know, you got to take care of your people. Doesn't matter good or bad when you're in fighting. You know, you just got to back your people.
And we know that, like, historically, Amos has not been one with a lot of direction. He always needs someone to give him direction.
Yeah.
And this is another one of those course corrections. Like, Bobby just tells him, like, yeah, the people that are looking out for you, that's who you need to care about. And he's like, all right, that's good enough for me.
Yeah, sold. I'm going back to the brothel real quick. Do you want to come... You know, do you want to join?
With you or with you?
Yeah, thanks, Bobby. I mean, whatever works for you, babe.
And that was good line by Bobby. But important is Amos tells Bobby that Holden disarmed the nuke, and she just laughs because she was so pissed off the whole time.
And I think deep down she knew. I think she knew some funny business happened, and she just wasn't really willing to admit it.
She's not dumb enough. I think to go full, but she may have been in denial for that one. Yeah. And then, after Bobby goes with you, Amos goes, whatever. And I
Yeah,
think that's just the perfect thing to say.
Your choice, babe.
Yes. Look, I'm going whether you come or not.
Yeah, we can do this one of many ways, but this is what I'm doing.
So back to the bridge of the Pella. We get Marco seeing the video of Philip kind of stand up as Tadeo kind of makes a misstep with his speech.
Proud dad moment for the first time ever.
Yeah.
Screw Marco, man. Marco's a little punk. He don't never do nothing. Man, somebody needs to punch that dude square in the face.
Yeah, I mean, he literally never gets his hands dirty. That's been the theme.
That dude has never been in a fight in his life, bro. Like, someone just needs to just jaw-jack him one time. Just
even in the fight in episode 3, they have, like, he hands off the stuff to Philip.
Yeah,
He's like, no, you're the pilot. You're fighting this. You fire everything.
Bro, he's soft. Marco is soft.
Yeah, he is.
He's just tough. He's just
silver tongue.
He just flaps his gums. That's all he does.
Definitely. We do see that Tadeo gets information from Philip that his brother was dead and he died in the explosion in the water tanks. And Tadeo realizes that he killed his brother because he planted the bombs.
Yep, that sucks.
Yep. Which makes sense. I should have seen that one coming because he was the one that disarmed the nuke that was lodged in the ship.
Yeah, so, I mean, he clearly has some kind of ordnance experience.
Yeah. I guess that's the end for that one. And then we talked about it a little bit, but Naomi and Drummer fangirling. And then,
well, Naomi fangirling. Drummer was what do you want? Drummer was like, I know you're not here for this. Like, what do you want?
And this was just a great scene because Naomi was being like a good friend and good person in this one, and Drummer was still pissed off but trying not to admit it. And Naomi just broke Drummer. She was like, just F you.
Yeah.
Like,
well, and because she was basically said, Officer Wallace sent me. We want you to fight with us. Whatever. And she's like, oh, so damned if I do, damned if I don't, right? Yeah. Got it. The universe hates me.
Essentially, yes.
Literally says the universe hates me.
Like, sack up. You gotta do it either way. This is like the best of the worst options.
Yeah. Which I like because she does. I mean, she doesn't want to do this. Like, she does.
Yeah.
She's just like, brother, I
think that's why she cried. Is she knew what she had to do, but she still wanted to be. She wanted to be Drummer, right? She wanted to be Belter Drummer, helping to. She didn't want to. Kill people, and she even said earlier in the episode to Michio and Joseph, she said, I didn't love you because you were fighters, I loved you because you were builders,
right?
And we were trying to build something.
But I think I think it's that also realization, like, in order for me to help Belters, I'm gonna have to kill these Belters.
Yeah, that's a tough spot to be in because she legitimately wants to help everyone, all of her people. But there's no other way out of this besides fighting Marco's fleet.
And then so that's pretty much it. Oh, one quick note.
We got one more.
One quick note. Little tiny baby arm in the gel looked really freaky. Take my strong hand.
I was thinking that, and I was thinking the Deadpool.
Yeah, that too. I had both of those thoughts go through my mind. Take my strong hand. My germs.
All right. Then the last scene was something that has been many seasons coming.
Awesome.
We get
this was awesome.
I wanted the freaking Stallone, just like they go to grab hands and they're flexing the whole time.
From Predator? No, that was Predator. No,
what was that? From Rocky. It was from Rocky. It was like Rocky 2 or 3.
Two.
Like I wanted them to just like power fist, but they have a really tense conversation in the middle of everyone, and it was a partnership. Drummer says like, hey, my people aren't going to listen to your people, and Alistair was like, yeah, that's good enough.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah, oh really.
But yeah, I mean, so Drummer's in line and Marco's about to get his ass got, son.
Yeah, and I honestly don't think they would have enough ships though to fight this, right?
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Now,
I don't know.
Mars and Earth are kind of beat down because they've been slugging it out with each other for a while before this whole thing had kicked off.
These 8 ships are really going to turn the tide here.
Yeah. I don't know. That's the only part that I've had a hard time selling.
Well, I think it's just more symbolic, and maybe they get some inside information on the way Belters operate in battle. Something like that.
Yeah, because they're gonna. Marco even said it. He's like, they're bigger, but we have the numbers, and that's probably how they're gonna fight. They're gonna weave in and out and try to confuse bigger ships by giving them multiple targets.
Yeah.
So we're gonna get just an all-out war in the next episode, which is kind of disappointing because it's gonna. We're gonna get craziness for like 20 minutes, and then they're gonna have to have a lot of plot and dialogue.
All right, so to wrap up this week's episode, final prediction time. Demon Child does something. He does something with the protomolecule. Give me that, and I'll be happy with however you end the episode. If you give me the Demon Child doing something wild with the protomolecule, I'm good the rest of the episode.
Yeah. Yeah, so I think that's a solid prediction. I think that's going to happen, right? That has to.
And I said this, I think I said this in episode 1 this season. Marco is going to turn and run.
Yep.
He's going to go through that ring, and it's going to zap the ever-living shit out of him.
Well, how about this? What if he goes through the ring, he takes his ships with him, and it shuts everything off. All of the rings turn red all of a sudden, and it just cuts everything off. How do you feel about that?
I just want him to get zapped. I mean, I want him just game over, because I want him to be the punk coward he is and turn and run from another fight, and he's going to get what's coming to him.
I think that's what it's going to be. He's going to figure out that they're losing, and he's going to turn with his ship and run. And maybe people will turn on him, maybe they won't, but they're going to try and go for the ring.
I don't want it to close because I want to see more. Like I know we've had the theory that there may be some movies coming. Hopefully.
It's so good, and like the season, even as rushed as it feels a little frenetic in the pace. It's still fantastic. Like, I still like everything that's going on. It's just, I wish that they could stretch it out a little bit more.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really see any reason for them to squeeze this into 6 episodes. Like, why not a 10 or 12 episode run like we've had in the past? Like, why did we have to go to 6? Because you could have wrapped up some of this stuff, and it could have, and it would have felt, if they're going to wrap things up, it's going to be very quick in this episode, and I don't think it's going to give the time it requires to really give the momentous of occasion of Marco getting sliced up. Holden going back through the ring, Demon Child on Laconia, the platform tournament on, the thing on Illis may be coming back to life. Like, there's a chance we get all of that or none of it, but because it's been so squashed for time, I don't think it's going to give the importance to any of those if they happen.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's going to be satisfying, but it's not going to be... It'll be like a little... just like an appetizer. It's going to be like, man, this appetizer was great, but it did not fill me up.
Daddy Bezos, if you're listening, just give us the last 3 seasons.
Just give us a
theatrical
release or something.
It is literally... the man could sneeze and make more money than it costs to run this show. Just give it to us. Just give us the rest of the shows. Just that's all we want. We don't want much. I'll go on Prime Day and buy a bunch of electronic stuff, okay? I promise. Just give me the rest of the show. Give me the rest of the show.
I know.
Because, see, now you know what this is going to do? I don't have enough time as is with work and stuff. I'm going to have to order all the books and read them all now.
Yeah. I think that's the next step for me as well, is I'm going to have to start and read all 9 books. So,
all right, well, anyway, that wraps us up for the penultimate episode of this final season here for The Expanse. We may be able to go live next week. We may not. If you want us to go live, let us know in the comments. We will do our best to do that, but I can't guarantee anything.
Yeah.
Either way, you will get an episode from us next week.
Yep.
It'll be bittersweet. We may even start with the Verve playing that No, we can't do that anymore. Thanks,
Yeah,
YouTube.
we'll get game seed.
Yeah, we'll see what happens, man. Sound off in the comments. You know, give us a little subscribe, little like action, you know. Yeah, we'll be here to break down the final next week.
Yeah.
Come
Look
back.
forward to it.
Come back with us. If we're live, maybe we can get our mans from Russia to chime in again.
Yeah. St.
I
Petersburg, Russia.
want to see if he's still with us. I hope he is.
Dude, I would love for that to happen.
No joke, that was honestly one of the coolest things that ever happened to me. To know someone in Russia was like commenting on our stupid little recap video, and it was awesome.
Yeah, man, I streamed, and there's a guy from freaking Estonia that would pop into my stream every now and then and had followed me. I was like,
it's so cool.
Like, this.
I mean, yeah, it's so cool. Like, it was really cool for me to experience that. So maybe we can get that going again next week. We'll try and keep an eye on the chat as we're doing things. But until then, this has been the Bros Watch the Expanse. One more to go.
Yeah, one more. Bittersweet.
All right, next week. Be back.